sparring.
That's what we need.
We're sparring.
Warm up.
Some
I know
8-year-olds. I got the 8-year-olds in there.
If I find out anything, I'm gonna beat your and I'm gonna beat Jada on Love it. On my mama, I'm gonna beat both of y'all ass. On my mama. And he laughing. He laughing.
Our argument is misplaced because things like this should not be happening. And the fact that boxing is allowing this to happen is an embarrassment to the sport.
You know what I mean? I was misinformed. You know, you gotta know what somebody's going through, man, or have gone through, and where they've ended up. Now, you have to understand that. You gotta understand their DNA, you know. And we as fans, we fail to realize that. We as commentators and fanboys and all that, like, we all don't.
Gervonta Tank Davis reacted furiously to Jake Paul bringing in Shakur Stevenson for sparring ahead of their upcoming fight. Tank made it clear that Paul can train however he wants, but nothing will matter once they step into the ring. He promised to unleash his real power on fight night and punish Paul, insisting that no level of preparation or sparring will save him.
Don't worry about it. I don't got to set up here. Let anything happen. And I'm going to show you and him. Bet.
It begs the question, Tank.
Boxing analysts have pointed out the irony of this matchup. While many traditional fans criticize Tank's decision to fight Jake Paul, others see promotional and financial benefits. Shakur Stevenson acknowledged this contradiction himself, saying Tank's choice frustrates purists, yet admitting he still agreed to spar with Paul because it helps promote the sport and keeps his own name in circulation. The situation reflects the ongoing tug-of-war in modern boxing between business, reputation, and fan expectations.
For fighting Jake Paul, but yet at the same time, he is going to fight Jake Paul. Now, what I find interesting is how people on one hand are going to criticize it, but on the other hand, try to take advantage of it for their own profit. So Shakur Stevenson, definitely for press purposes, definitely for publicity purposes, offers to get in the training camp and spar for Jake Paul. Spar Jake Paul for the Tank fight. Now, why would he be doing this? It's called copycat crap. Because the last big fight that took place, which was Terrence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez, guess what happened? Jaron Ennis went and sparred Canelo Alvarez to help Canelo Alvarez prepare for Terrence Crawford. So, do I think that is coincidental? No, I do not. I think that it is trying to have your cake and eat it too. You are trying to complain and say Gervonta Davis is not a real competitive fighter, that this is a sideshow, freak show fight, but yet you want your name associated with it and you want to participate in it for your own good gain. Let me assure you that when Terrence Crawford said in an interview that he wouldn't fight Jake Paul, that's not a serious fight, and then they said, well, would you fight Jake Paul for $200 million? And he said, I'd be fighting Jake.
Many analysts argue that Tank's recent fight decisions are guided more by money than by legacy. The Jake Paul matchup, in particular, has reinforced this belief. Observers suggest that if fans want Tank to face elite opponents like Shakur Stevenson or Lamont Roach, his promoters would have to offer him an enormous payday on the level of Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Crawford. At this stage, Tank's career path seems defined more by financial opportunity than by competitive glory.
Look at how Tank started acting after he made $40 million with Ryan. When he make another $40+ million with Jake,
he's gonna go make $40 million fighting Jake Paul, and then he's gonna come back and fight Lamont Roach for what? He's gonna come back and fight Shakur Stevenson for what? He's not gonna fight none of those guys.
No, the only way he fight any of them guys, Turkey gonna have to hit him with the Crawford money. Cause that's the thing, you do this for a reason, bro. Like, I get it, you want him to be competitive, but his goal is money. He made 40 with Ryan plus everything in between. Now he get this 40, 50 million plus. He don't even gotta fight no more. So now if you want him to fight Shakur, give me that Canelo money.
Shakur Stevenson expressed frustration with Tank's choice to fight Jake Paul instead of him. He said it looks like ducking and shows disrespect for the sport. According to Stevenson, true champions take on real challenges, not crossover opponents. He believes Tank's decision undermines boxing's credibility, further fueling debate over whether Davis is prioritizing money over honor.
think about the rumors of Tank and Jake fight right now?
Man, Tank disrespectful to the sport if he choose that over fighting with me. I'm the best fighter in the sport. I've been telling him that. And he called cap on it. So if you gonna call cap and say I'm not who I say I am, come prove it. I think it's dangerous for him to go back in there and fight Lamont. I think Lamont is a hell of a fighter. I can see that going left. So he better be on his A game.
When fans accused him of avoiding top fighters like Stevenson, Tank responded angrily. He said he doesn't care what critics think, reminding everyone that fans often turn on fighters after just one bad night. Tank insisted he focuses on his own goals, not on winning public approval. His blunt response reflects his unapologetic stance when it comes to handling pressure, criticism, and control over his career.
A lot of boxing fans aren't happy with the fact you've taken this fight rather than the Rhodes rematch, fights with the likes of Shakur, Devin Haney, Teofimo, etc. What do you make of that reaction? And can we still expect to see those fights?
Why should I care what they think? When y'all switch somebody can have a bad day and y'all switch it on who y'all favorite fighter is or who this person is supposed to fight. Like y'all need to sit back and be fans and just enjoy the sport. Like y'all even talk about people's personal lives. Like why when it come to that?
Actor and martial artist Michael Jai White weighed in, saying that despite all the hype, Jake Paul will never be recognized as a legitimate boxing champion. White highlighted the difference between exhibition-style fights and sanctioned championship bouts. His perspective echoes that of many boxing purists, who dismiss Paul's career as entertainment rather than genuine competition, reinforcing doubts about the legitimacy of this matchup.
That Jake Paul could win a legitimate boxing title.
No, no, because he's so far behind someone of his equal age who's been doing it for a very long time. He started very late. That's why I applaud exactly what he's doing. I think he should be doing exactly what he's doing. If he fought a legitimate, top 10 cruiserweight, I will shut the f up. If he's able to fight an actual contender of the top 10, that would be astonishing if he can get to that point. If he beat anybody in the top 10, that would be, to me, the greatest thing he's ever accomplished.
Yeah, because historically he's fought old men.
I think he's done it the right way, because there's a possibility where 50-year-old Anderson Silva might be able to beat him. Who thought he was going to beat Tyson? I really thought, oh, Tyson's just going to go to the body and just punish his body, because I thought that that's what would win him thing, but he did not do that. I think it makes for a good matchup. He's made for great spectacle.
Former champion and analyst Daniel Cormier also criticized the fight, calling it boring and pointless. He argued that Tank doesn't fight out of financial necessity, and that this bout doesn't match the competitive level expected at his stage. According to Cormier, the fight seems designed to create social media buzz rather than advance boxing standards.
I thought it was 190. Dean, that's bad. Because you know what that tells me? That tells me that even he recognizes that he's too big for him. Yes. He recognizes that he's too big for him.
I'm wondering how this even came about. It can't be that Gervonta Davis needs money. That can't be the reason why
he's been a world champion so recently. How could he be broke?
That's what I'm saying. Like, is he doing this for money? And then why and how is even Jake Paul doing this when no one respects it? Like, I can't think of anybody that respects this.
But Jake Paul has been able to carve out and make his own lane in boxing, and I've never seen anything like it, bro. He literally, I mean, we don't know what weight class he fights in any situation. We just don't know. He kind of makes his own rules.
He makes his own rules.
And it seems like people are playing by those rules. I remember a couple weeks ago, the WBC and Jose Sulaiman was very upset that he wasn't going to be able to put the belt on the winner at Canelo versus Crawford. That's the thing that's happened since the beginning of the time. Those guys are very powerful in boxing. But with Zuffa boxing, it was almost like that power was getting stripped away. They were very disappointed. But how can you take those sanctioning organizations seriously when they are sanctioning this?
That's my point. That's my point. That's why I think that this whole thing that we have, this boxing and this MMA argument and Zuffa getting into boxing, our argument is misplaced because things like this should not be happening. And the fact that boxing is allowing this to happen is an embarrassment to the sport.
Yeah, I don't understand why. I talked about this before. Like, I didn't know why they were fighting because, I mean, Gervonta Davis's last fight was at 136 pounds.
Commentator Showbiz the Adult noted that, unconventional or not, public curiosity alone guarantees massive viewership. Speculation has only grown after Tank hinted at possibly retiring soon. Meanwhile, his heated social media exchanges with Shakur Stevenson have fueled drama, with both men trading insults and questioning each other's skills. This constant back and forth has added unpredictability to the event, blurring the line between entertainment spectacle and genuine competition.
Do we think the fight is ridiculous between you and Jake Paul? Yes. Are we going to watch it? Yeah. Do we like it? Maybe. Maybe. And let me tell you why it's maybe, why it's not no, why it's not yes. It's maybe because many of us, we just don't believe it. We just don't believe the fight is real. We know it's an exhibition, but we just don't believe that you two are going to try to take each other's heads off. Other than that, it's kind of interesting. You have a 5'5" lightweight versus a heavyweight Jake Paul, who's really not a boxer with an amateur background and all that shit, but he's been knocking people out. It's kind of interesting if we knew y'all were trying to knock each other's head off. And we don't know that because Mike Tyson did knock out Roy Jones, Floyd Mayweather, Rock Logan Paul, that kept him standing. That shit, we getting tired of that shit, right? We need confidence. Are you guys going to try to knock each other's heads off? Jake Paul, when you swing at Tank, are you going to try to hit him and knock that little man over the top rope into the damn fifth aisle? Are you going to try to hit him and make his ass evaporate? Or Tank, are you going to show the world that Jake Paul should not be in the square circle with a real boy? Are you going to try to knock his ass out, sleep him, drop him like you did Ryan Garcia, stop him the way you did Mario Barrios, knock him out like you did Leo Santa Cruz? Are we going to get a viral knockout? Are y'all going to try to stop each other?
Top boxer Teofimo Lopez gave his take, saying the Davis vs. Paul bout should be viewed more as entertainment than as a serious contest. He argued it doesn't reflect true boxing supremacy, but rather highlights the modern trend of prioritizing spectacle and media attention over traditional championship competition.
Great fight, great matchup. It's fun for the sport of boxing. It makes it fun, it makes it entertaining. That's what it's all about. You know, and may the best man win. It's an exhibition regardless, it doesn't count.
Doesn't count? Yeah. We need to see you and Tank though. Has to happen.
What happened?
It has to happen, you and Tank.
We'll see, man. It's up to the champ. He's the champ, right? He's a celebrity champ. Ooh.
Former champion Tim Bradley offered a more empathetic angle, focusing on the pressures Tank faces both inside and outside the ring. He reminded critics that fighters endure intense physical and mental strain, and Tank is no exception. Bradley emphasized that the constant media and public scrutiny only adds to this burden, urging fans to be more balanced and respectful when judging his choices.
I was misinformed. You know, you gotta know what somebody's going through, man, or have gone through, and where they've ended up. Now, you have to understand that. You gotta understand their DNA, you know, and we as fans, we fail to realize that. We as commentators and fanboys and all that, like, we all don't do that. We don't do our research. You know, you gotta know about somebody's history. So, like, if you understand where Tank came from, if you understand his background, then you understand how he thinks and why he feels the way he feels. You know, you do. So, I mean, for instance, like, his parents, right? His parents were drug addicts, in and out of the system, in and out of jail. You know, he lived with his grandmother. You know, like, you gotta understand when he started boxing, why he started boxing. Understand that, you know, that what the influence that Calvin has had on his life, and how if their relationship isn't great, how that affects him. And this is not making any excuses, people. This isn't. I'm not making no excuses. I'm just giving you what I think, and I'm giving you the facts surrounding all of this. You know, I remember back in 2012, you know, I'm living right. I'm living civil. I'm taking care of my business. I feel like I'm doing everything right.
Analysts continue to debate the fight's broader impact. While the event promises huge financial returns and massive attention, critics argue it damages boxing's credibility. Jake Paul's strategy of picking opponents based on intrigue rather than fairness creates buzz but risks lowering the sport's standards. Many see his decision to face Tank Davis, despite the size difference, as part of a calculated business model: maximize hype, generate views, and keep his career entertainment focused. The long-term cost to boxing's reputation, however, remains uncertain.
Why are you not fighting guys your own fucking size? Look at this, John. This is embarrassing. And not to mention, Georgia already said, no, you can't have this fight here. So they moved it somewhere else. Dave, do you know where they moved the fight? Can you look it up? This is embarrassing. Look, he actually put his hands on his knees and he was still the same height, maybe a little bit taller than Gervonta Davis. I mean, I'm all in on Gervonta. I want Gervonta to win this fight. I want him to hit. I mean, I'm not saying he can knock him out, but I think if he hits him to the body a couple times, John, he may be able to catch him. A lazy jab or something, you know, he might be able to pop him to the body and get him good. I'm hoping. Jake Paul down with a body shot.
Oh, man.
Oh, geez.
Could you imagine?
I would fuck. It'd be great.
That's a win right there.
It'd be.
During the face-off, the size difference between Jake Paul and Tank Davis was striking, with Tank appearing much smaller, a sight some fans described as embarrassing. Still, analysts reminded everyone that appearances can be misleading. Tank's speed, precision, and technical skill give him the clear edge. Once in the ring, those attributes could make the size gap irrelevant and expose the real difference in ability between the two fighters.
I think that the one thing that Jake Paul is really going to have to try to figure out in this fight is, how do I catch this little son of a bitch? Because he's fast. And, you know, Gervonta, I would, you know, I'm not telling Gervonta Davis to, you know, cut down and weight like he normally does. Just get in shape. Whatever you weigh, you weigh. Don't try to add weight. There's not enough time for you to add good weight that's not going to make you tighter or anything like that. So just come in at your normal, walk around, good weight. You've been training hard. Whatever it is, because they've said 195 is the max.
That's all for today's video. Stay tuned for more updates next time.